Hello, my name is Keshwani. It's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for GRE. We have been solving GRE math problems out of this book here, the GRE official guide, the 4th edition. It came out in 2025. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. Today is our lesson number 19, and we are on page number 201. Lesson number 19, not 18. It is a continuation. It is a continuation in a set of 3 problems that you see on that page. We did one yesterday, and then the one we did the day before yesterday. Today is the last part. It's the same data set as yesterday's data set and the day before yesterday's. We have 5 stores, P, Q, R, S, T. These are the sales figure from 2006 to 2007. We are told that the percentage change in sales from 2006 to 2007 in store P was positive 10%. From 2007 to 2008 it went down by 10%. For store Q we have negative 20 and 9, 5 and positive 12, negative 7 and negative 15, 17 and 8, negative 8. Here the question is, we are given 3 statements, statement A, B and C, and the question is, which statement must be true? Let's look at the very first statement, the statement A. Statement A claims that in 2008 the store R had the highest sales of all stores. Now instead of must here, if you were to change this thing from must to may, then that statement may be true. The store R may have had the highest sales, who knows? But here the question is, which of the following must be true? Well, that we cannot tell. This statement may be true, but not necessarily so, because there are no dollar figures. Without the dollar figures, how are we to tell which store has the highest figure in 2006? The first statement is, we shouldn't say the first statement is incorrect. What we should say is the first statement is not necessarily true. It may be true, but not necessarily so. Therefore, it is not something that must be true. It is not something that must be true. It may be true. Let's look at statement B. The statement B says, at store S, the sales in 2008 was 22% less than in 2006. Let's see if that statement is correct. Store S, where is it? Now we're dealing with store S. In store S, as you can see, from 2006 to 2007, it went down by 7%, and then it went down by another 15% the following year from 2007 to 2008. And what some people might end up doing, if they're not paying attention, is that they will say, well, it went down by 7%, then it went down by 15%. Obviously, it went down by 22%. No, that is not what we're dealing with. These are percentages, and each time when you do the percentage for each period, the point of reference changes. For example, let's look at a very simple example. Let's say you started out with 100 and it went down by 10%, it becomes 90. And then it goes down by another 10%, it does not become 80. It is 10% of this that we have to take it. So this figure becomes 90 minus 9. It does not go down to 80, it goes down to 81. We cannot go around adding percentages. One does not simply go around adding percentages. Let's look at another quick example, just to make you another extreme example. If you start with 100 and the first period it goes down by 50%, it becomes 50. It goes down by another 50%, it's not going to disappear. It becomes 25. If it goes down by 50% and it goes down by another 50%, we do not simply add up percentages, say, well, it went down by 50%, then it went down by another 50%. Disappeared. 100% disappeared. That's not how it works. As you can see here. The statement B is also not true. Let's look at statement C, the very last one. In very last one it says at store R, so now we are at store R, sales in 2008 was more than 17% greater than in 2006. Let's see if this is true or not. In the first two statements, I forgot to ask you to pause the video. You should do it on your own, even if I don't say it. Pause the video and look at it, analyze it and see if this is true. Let's take a look at it. Let's start with 2006, 2007, 2008. If we start with 100 in 2006, in 2007 we're dealing with store R, it becomes 105 because it goes up by 5%. So it becomes 105. Now what's going to happen in 2008 is that it goes up again by 12%, but 12% of what? Not 12% of 100. It goes up by 12% of this amount. So it becomes 1.12 of 105, and therefore that amount is going to be more than 17%. This amount is going to be more than 1.17. That's all it is. You cannot go around adding percentages just like we said a little while ago. 1.12 times 105, because it goes by 5% and it goes up by 12%, therefore the cumulative effect is going to be more than 17%. Do you understand? Here's another simple example, another very simple example. If you start with 100 and it goes up by 100%, it becomes 200. It goes up by 100%, it becomes 400. It does not go by 200%, it goes up by 300% from 100 to 400 because the base has changed the second period. That's all. So statement 1 is true. Statement 1 claims that the store R, the sales in 2008 was more than 17%. That is true. It's more than 70% than what it was in 2006. Statement C is the only statement that is true. Only statement C is true. Only statement C. As we saw a little while ago, A and B were not necessarily true. We cannot say A and B were not true. That's a very strong statement. That we cannot claim. What we can claim is that statement A and B were not necessarily true. Those were not something that must be true. But what is stated in statement C has to be true. It must be true. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Bye now.